Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol AMD. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to do this time frame. I think that's a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I did this analysis yesterday, so that's where these red and green line annotations are coming from. And unless you live under a rock, you know that the NASDAQ today got hammered, and AMD was right along with that. So let's map out and get a few things updated here. First thing I'm going to do is a little house cleaning here. Get rid of these lines. Sure, they still pertain, but from a presentation standpoint, I don't want to have lines all over the place that can cause clutter and confusion. I want to just keep this as clean as possible. And really, the key point of resistance now comes from a foundational principle in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. And this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched the videos from the past. But if you have, hopefully you remember me talking about from the big picture perspective, that purple line there, the 50 period simple moving average being a level of support. And, as long as the price was above there, then the bulls are in full control. Well, now that the price is broken below it, the rule states that levels of support tend to act as levels of resistance. So next week, if this, current bounce is going to continue, so obviously it was way down there and then closed right up there. But I shouldn't say obviously, because if you're new to charts, you wouldn't know that. But anyways, the price was way down there and then ultimately bounced all the way up there and closed there. So if this bounce is going to continue, the first kind of quote unquote test of strength of the bounce is going to be the question, can it get back up above that 50 period simple moving average, again, that purple line there. So that is a short-term level of resistance going into next week. But really at this point, breaking levels of resistance, at least in my opinion, not really the top priority. Top priority is just stabilizing and building an overall higher base. And that's where this pink line here comes into play, which is the famous 200 period simple moving average. Now, I'm not saying the price is headed down here, but let's just say it rolls over, bounces around, and then heads back up. And again, keyword there being moving. So as next week unfolds, this line will move and look something like that. So if the price comes down there, bounces around there and heads up, what would that, give the overall chart? Well, that'd give the chart a set of bases right here. Previous set of bases would be down here. So from the big picture of things, the overall stair steps would still be going in the upwards direction. Now, I fully realize that if you are a day trader and you bought right there and you wanted to sell within 7.2 seconds, then yeah, you couldn't care less about this. But I'm making these statements from a bigger picture perspective. So yeah, the price pulled back quite a bit today. But again, today, that's 1 day. When you take a step back, look at multiple days, bulls do still have an opportunity to build a higher base. So we'll see if they can do it or not. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.